The NFL game predictions for where are we at? Week 15? Beginning with the Thursday game between the Rams and the 49ers, I actually do like the Rams to win. Or actually, I like the 49ers to win. This is an instance of. I think this. You know what I think about that game between the 49ers and the Rams? Brock Purdy's got an audition for that big contract. So Brock Purdy has to be a guy who's going to throw for 300 yards for the second consecutive week. The 49ers are at home. And when we go to NFC West standings, I want you to see that the Rams are 3-3 away. They can fall to 3-4 away from home. And I think this is all I really need. Niners is Gamache 34. The LA Rams is Gamache 34. The 49ers stay alive. That 49ers Lions game, I think that's going to be played on a Saturday. This could be the Lions' revenge against the 49ers. I think it has to be the Lions that eliminate the 49ers. So I got to go 49ers winning at home on Thursday. It's any given week in the NFL. One week you beat the Bills, and the next week you lose against San Francisco, who people thought their season was over. So the Rams are going to lose again. They're going to lose this upcoming game on Thursday. I got to go San Fran in that game. It is Kyle Shanahan. He finds a way to deal with injuries. So I'm going with the 49ers. Maybe Purdy can have a big game against a Rams defense that, just allowed 42 points. Commanders and the Saints. I think the Commanders are going to win that game. I really can't see them losing against New Orleans. They the Giants missed a field goal or something. Okay, the Commanders have to get a win in that game. I can't really see Mahomes losing against the Browns either. The Browns have played pretty good, but Winston against Spagnuolo and the Chiefs' defense. It seems like the Chiefs are a lock to be 6-1 away because Louisiana, where the Super Bowl is at, is Gamache 61, and also Cleveland Browns is Gamache 61. So the Chiefs are going to win, and if the Chiefs don't get upset, then this is a must-win for the Bills at the Detroit Lions. That I can see the 18-1 storyline for Detroit, but then if you really want to keep home field interesting on the AFC side, then you may just need Buffalo to win. So, anyway, I'm not ready to break down that game quite yet. The Ravens are obviously a lock to beat the Giants, and it is the Bengals. Too much talent. Bengals beat the Titans. You don't need any numbers to predict that game. But the Dolphins and the Texans is where I like to turn my attention to. The AFC wildcard, the Broncos are 8-5. The Dolphins are 6-7. The Broncos play the later game in the afternoon. If the Dolphins win, then the Colts are not only alive for the wild card, but they're also alive for the division. And so the Texans are going to lose against the Dolphins. The Dolphins will be 7-7. The Dolphins stay alive in the wild card. The Dolphins are watching the afternoon game for the wild card implications. This is what would make the NFL interesting if the AFC wild card, the AFC home field advantage race is boring. And I do think that the Broncos lose the fall to 8-6. Broncos is Camacho 86. So Richardson is terrible. He cannot complete passes. But Colts will be 6-4 against the conference. Denver Broncos is Camacho 64. I gotta go Colts with skepticism. I feel much better about the Dolphins being that underdog pick that's gonna win during this week of games. The Panthers are playing very great. They lost by one possession against the Eagles and against the Chiefs and against Baker and company. Carolina will have to get a win at home. They are just playing so much better in recent weeks. Carolina can prove the 3-5 at home, and you can do so against the Dallas team without Dak Prescott. Prescott's come out to 35, of course. So Bryce Young and company playing much better football. The Panthers are going to get the win. The Cowboys could fall to 4-3 away, kind of like Gamache Dallas Cowboys. You know, who blocks a punt and then it goes off your own player, and then suddenly the Bengals get the ball back. Only the Dallas Cowboys do these kind of things. This is a laughing stock, and the momentum's with the home side. A late home win on near Christmas for Bryce Young. Buccaneers and the Chargers. The Chargers are the real deal in future years. They just lost against Kansas City. You have to ride the hot hand. The Chargers to be 9-5. Isn't it Los Angeles Chargers that's come out to 9-5? So they'll be 9-5, and Tampa will be 7-7. If Tampa's 7-7, it's worth noting that Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Gamache of 77, and this would make things interesting for the Falcons, who could beat the Raiders on Monday Night Football to suddenly be back in the driver's seat in the AFC South. So the Falcons are going to beat the Raiders. I honestly can't see them losing against the Raiders. The Falcons should beat the Raiders to be 4-3 away from Atlanta, games away from Atlanta. Las Vegas, Nevada's Gamache 43. The Falcons get the big W on Monday Night Football. Kirk Cousins not throwing interceptions this week. The losing streak is over for Kirk Cousins. The Bears and the Vikings, I can't see the Vikings losing against the Bears. I see the Vikings putting the pressure on the Detroit Lions in this division. So the Vikings get the win over the Bears. The Bears haven't won in a away game. I cannot see that changing whatsoever. And I like Packers to beat the Seahawks. Cardinals obviously beat the Patriots. Cardinals are a game outside the first. The Seahawks are 8-6, losing against Green Bay. I thought Green Bay's Gamache 86. Maybe I'm thinking about Aaron Rodgers. I like Packers. This will be one of the games where you have to ignore the Gamache, or it's a Gamache trap. The Packers could fall to 4-3 like Gamache of Seattle Seahawks, like Gamache of the Packers. But we just have to go away from that 43. You just have to go with the fact that the Seahawks are a joke, pretending team who've beaten nobody. There's a team that collapses every year. I can see the Seahawks being the team that collapses. Suddenly the Cardinals get back in the playoff race. Weirder things have happened in the NFL. Now on to the games of the week. So some surprises. The Steelers and the Eagles. Of course, if the Steelers lose, suddenly the AFC North becomes interesting. If the Ravens manage to win, maybe Steelers dealing with the clinching scenario against the Ravens. Maybe Chiefs clinch home field against the Steelers on Christmas. But Pittsburgh against Philly, what winning streak is Philadelphia on? They're on a 9-game losing streak. I think they'll be on a 10-game winning streak to go up against the Lions and Dan Campbell in the NFC Championship game. So I got to go Eagles over Steelers. And Bills-Lions, does it have to be this difficult, or can it be this easy? If the Lions fall to 12-2, it is Kansas City that's Gamache of 122. And if the Lions fall to 6-2 at home, then the Pegula owners, Pegula is Gamache 62. Oh, everyone was on Buffalo against the Rams. The Bills lose, and this week everyone will be on the Lions. So is this going to be a trap game? If you look at Buffalo's away record, 4-3, they could fall to 4-4 away. This is also an MVP game. Jared Goff and Josh Allen are competing to be the MVP of the NFL. They could be 4-4 like Gamache of Allen. But then again, really taking a look at Detroit. You know, Detroit's come out up 91. They could be 9-1 at home at some point. Detroit Lions, just looking at the home record. They could win 10 home games before the Chiefs win their 10th consecutive playoff game to win the three-peat. The Bills beat the Chiefs, but they lose against the Lions. But they can still beat Kansas City, and but they didn't beat the Lions. Even though the Chiefs beat the Bills, Bills didn't beat the Lions. This transitive property of Bills beat Chiefs and Lions beat Bills, so Lions are totally going to win the Super Bowl over Kansas City. So I'm going with the Lions in that game. The Cardinals will win. No numbers required for that game. Go Pack.